Before we get started, I want to say a little something. Luke can kind of fill in the details for me. Teresa found out this week that she has cervical cancer. And I just want to, if you feel comfortable, I want everybody to come up front. I just want to take a time to pray for Teresa. Not only for Teresa, but for Brandon. Because I can't imagine. I mean, he's already gone through the cancer thing once. And not that she hasn't, but I think it's different being a teenager and now you're an adult and kind of watching family members go through that. So whoever feels comfortable, I just want you to come up front. And I'm going to ask Donnie just to lead a little prayer. Just pray for the family, because I know it's a rough time. I can't imagine how Teresa feels, or Brandon, but it breaks my heart to think about it. So we'll just take a moment here and we'll just be silent and everybody can just say your own prayer, and then Donnie will come and pray for all of us.
Father, we thank you so much for this day. Father, we give you the praise and all the glory today for the awesome God that you are. Father, I do believe that you're in this position. Father, you tell us that we'll live on you. Father, you'll meet every need that we have. Father, I do believe that you've already orchestrated and put into place everything that needs to happen, Father, for Teresa. And Father, you got her into the hospital early this past week to be checked out and fine, Father. And Lord, I just have to believe in my heart that you placed everything in place so we should get in and be taken care of. Father, I know it's a scary situation for her family, and Father, already going through it with Brandon and all that, Father, but Lord, I know that you can give strength when we're in a valley and we seem like we can't find our way out, Father. Lord, you can give strength. And I've already prayed and asked you to do that, but Father, I do that again today. Father, you'll just be with that family, you'll lift them up in a very special way. Father, that you'll comfort them heart. Give them a peace within their hearts, Father, knowing that you're in control. Father, I just pray that you'll help the doctors be able to get in there and take care of it all, and Father, we'll be able to come back here rejoicing and praising you. And Father, you once again, you've answered prayer. Father, you've been divinely more wise than we can. Father, we give you the praise and the glory today for what you're about to do at Teresa's life, Father, through her family, through our church. And just the sickness, Father, and what you can do. Father, we give you the praise once again today for the awesome God you are. For we ask it in Jesus' name for his sake.
Easy. If you have your Bible, turn to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. I'm going to kind of share a little bit about myself today. I don't want to talk about myself a whole lot, but I realized that I had a lesson with the kids a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about sharing with others. I think the biggest problem with not just new Christians, but all Christians, is we don't know what to say. We don't know how to share with others. And the neat thing about our relationship with God is that when you get saved, you have a built-in way of sharing. It's called your testimony. And it kind of occurred to me that there's probably somebody who's never heard one. So, I'm a big believer in lead by example, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep peace and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. For those of you that don't know, my name is Adam. I'm the youth guy, youth leader, youth pastor, youth whatever you want to call me. I work with the youth. And to kind of tell you how I got to where I am today, my father was in the military when I was young, and we kind of moved around a lot. I actually started school in Germany. Went to, I think, kindergarten and first grade. And then from there we moved to Texas. I was born here in Lee. Moved to Germany, started school there, moved to Texas. We were there for two years. And then moved back here. And we were here, kind of moved around place to place, lived in Carlisle, lived in Miamisburg twice. And when I was about 11, my mom and dad got divorced. My dad was an alcoholic, and my mom thankfully just had enough. And, so we moved in with Aunt Lou. And I never really remember not saying I wanted to go to church, or saying I didn't want to go to church. But I guess I just kind of, in my mind, I lucked out because Mom decided she was going to go to church, and I got to go to Grandpa's. Grandpa lived right down here on Union Road. And Mom and the girls would go to church with Lou, and I would sit there and eat biscuits and watch wrestling with Grandpa. And that was my Sunday morning. I looked forward to it every week. And Mom started coming more and more and decided that it was time for me to start going. And if your mom's anything like my mom, when she makes up her mind, there is no getting out of it. I used to come when I was sick, throwing up. Any excuse that I could think of, she had a way around it. So, and I didn't have anything against church. I just didn't want to come. I thought, man, church kids are weird. I've seen church kids at school, and they're just on a whole different plane than I'm on. It's weird being a kid and going to church because it seems like as a kid, either you get it or you don't. There is no in between. Well, I sort of understand. Either you understand it or it's weird to you. So I came, and I thought they were weird, but I kind of got used to it, and I started coming more and more. And I didn't mind coming, but I kind of missed spending the time with my grandpa. And came more and more, and came to Vacation Bible School one year. And like I said, you kind of either get it or you don't. Well, I thought I got it. I thought I understood what everything was, and thought I got saved. And to me, back then, being saved was just this feeling. I had this funny feeling, everything got cold, so I must have just got saved. I didn't really understand. So, got saved, kept coming to church, and ended up moving up into the youth and was there. And by that time, I had a lot of good friends in my youth group, and I was here every time it was available. And went to a youth rally one night. We don't really do this anymore, actually. They're starting to do them more and more. Went to a youth rally one night and saw the Power Team. For those of you that don't know what the Power Team is, it's a bunch of big burly guys that run through blocks of ice, and they used to take the, what are those things that put the hot water in? Hot water bottles. And they would blow those up until they would explode. They did all kinds of neat stuff. And it was there that I realized I wasn't saved. So I made a decision, and I walked down the aisle there, which to me was kind of scarier than it was here, because at least here I knew everybody. There I was kind of a complete stranger. And walked down the aisle and told the guy that I met with that I knew I wasn't saved, I needed to be saved, but I didn't really understand it at the time. So I got saved, and I think right about that time was when Doug and Denise came in. So Doug kind of pushed me to make sure I knew what I was talking about and knew that I was serious, and he made me put off getting baptized for a long time because he wanted me to really understand what it meant. So finally one day I went up to him and I said, I know what everything means, I want to be baptized. And was baptized, and from then on out I was just here any opportunity I had. And was just here in an active part of the youth group, and went through, I think, 3 youth leaders. A couple of them I might have drove out, kind of a troublemaker. But was just having a good time. And I was here and I was worshiping, and I was here for God, but at the same time I was kind of here for friends, and that's kind of what I try to teach the youth kids, is that it's good to be here and it's good for fellowship, but you also want to make sure that, if something happened tomorrow and every other youth wasn't here anymore, would you still be here? Are you here for the right reasons? And I was here one night, we were watching a video about the book of Revelation.